Hi! Today I will be talking about my CVAP Day 3 experience. So, the CVAP Day 3 lessons were about voice care and also taking care of yourself in other ways. And the biggest revelation for me during this time was it's not all about the voice. Um, you would think that a voice artist has to take care of their voice. Well, of course, that is true. But I also realized that there are other factors that contribute to the well being of a voice artist. And for example, you have to avoid certain types of food and drink before you record or after you record so that it doesn't stress your vocal cords, and at the same time, it doesn't affect how you perform. And it's very interesting to me because I always thought it was just drinking water, drinking room temperature water and not talking for long periods of time. These are true as well. These are things that you should do. But aside from that, um, it's also eating healthy, getting proper sleep, and of course, taking care of your mental health as well. Now, of course, these things are important. They're very important when it comes to um, taking care of yourself, being aware of yourself as well. And I think what makes this interesting for me and what makes it different is I did not expect them to go hand in hand with actual voice care too. So, one will help the other. And if I say take care of my voice, I also take care of my body, I take care of my mind, and so on. And I never realized that all these things could go hand in hand and they would complement each other very well. Because I used to think that voice acting would just use your voice. It doesn't necessarily need your body, it doesn't necessarily need your mind. It's more on your voice and how you read the lines and such. But it was a very different kind of lesson for me to learn because now I realize that there's a lot of factors that go into great voice artists, great voice work, and a lot of those happen to involve things that you do outside of recording your voice. So it's really cool, and I think that's something that a voice artist would learn at the next level as well. Like they would get to learn how to take care of themselves in this manner or that manner. And aside from that, from the second lesson, I also learned that when it comes to voice acting, it's more than just the voice. The first one was more than taking care of your voice. The second one is also more than the voice. Like, it's acceptable to have hand gestures, head gestures. It's not just reenacting a voice, but also taking a feel for what the character you are portraying, taking a feel of who that person is, what that person does. I believe that things like a character's gender, race, occupation, they're all taken into account. And not only that, but of course, just as important is their personality as well. So if you are voicing a character, you have to take all these things into consideration before you actually voice it out. And when it comes to voiceovers, this also applies, but it's more an emotion. So depending on what the director gives you, if the director gives you a certain emotion, you have to play into that. And it's more than just the voice, it's more on execution. And also one of the lessons that I learned in the second lesson. Oh, one of the things that I've learned in the second lesson is no one gets by on voice acting or voice artists. No one gets by on voice acting or voice artistry with a good voice alone. So there's a lot of things that go into it. Work ethic, personality, the way you accept challenges, the way you accept rejections too. And there's quite a lot of things that I've never really considered because I was always from the outside looking in. And now it's really eye-opening, and I like that idea that it's more than just using your voice, but it's also using your voice the right way and approaching things, lessons, challenges, obstacles the right way as well, with the right frame of mind, and it will all just go hand in hand. If you take care of yourself, I believe voice acting and voice artistry will take care of you as well. So that is my insight on this edition of CVAP, and I'll see you at the next one. Thank you.